Okay, so how do you think you would feel if your friend took you out to a show with free tickets and then text you afterward, hey, next time, will you buy me dinner?
So wait, in this scenario, I was supposed to buy my friend dinner because they gave me free tickets.
Okay, yes, but it's way worse than that. Okay, so let's get into it. Jane got a text from April. They hadn't seen each other in a very long time. And April said, hey, I can possibly get free tickets to a show. Do you want to go with me?
Okay.
So Jane said, yes, that would be amazing. I'd love to go with you. And it would be nice to catch up with you because it's been a while since we've seen each other. Jane drove them to the theater, paid $10 for their parking. And when they got dinner, Jane said, hey, I'll split it 50-50. And split it in half, even though April had some wine with her dinner. And Jane didn't. So Jane was very gracious, very excited because it was a table reading of her favorite movie, When Harry Met Sally. And April had never even seen the movie. So she was just like, okay, that's cool. But whatever. It was free tickets, right? Later that night, after they had gone their separate ways, April sent Jane a text. And April said, as I got these tickets, can you get our next meal or activity? So, excuse me, Jane replied and was like, hey, I thought they were free. And April said, yeah, they were free, but it doesn't matter because I still got them. So Jane apologized and said, I'm sorry if there was any miscommunication. And she sent April money to pay for April's portion of the dinner. She sent her $30. April declined the money.
Oh, geez.
And sent it back. Jane is very confused, understandably, right? And she said, like, hey, did you want me to cover dinner? Like, I'm confused. I paid for parking. I drove us there. It was like gas. And April said, no, it wouldn't be fair if you covered all of dinner tonight.
Why are you picking fights then?
Okay, it doesn't make any sense. So she said, it wasn't fair that Jane covered dinner because the tickets were free.
But she wants her to cover it for next time.
It'd be exactly the same thing, just on a different outing.
I don't get it.
Right? But April still said, even though I'm not going to take it tonight, I still want you to make sure you pay for it the next time we go out.
Yeah, the next time we don't go out. The next time I never see you again because you're being petty.
Right. April also kept making it a point to say how much more money she makes than Jane, like during their evening. Because I guess April just got a new job. She's making $30,000 a year more than Jane, which shouldn't necessarily matter up to a certain point. Like, Jane wasn't trying to take advantage.
Yeah.
Jane wasn't trying to say, hey, you pay for my dinner because you make more money than me. She was being gracious, and she said, I'll pay for half of dinner. Like, we won't quibble over prices, you know. And April's being psychotic. Almost. It's almost like, what do you want from me? I'm telling you, I literally sent you money.
Right.
And you said no. What is going to make me want to go out with you again? Why would I ever want to go out with you again?
I'd shut that down.
Yeah, and so Jane was trying to understand it. April said, hey, listen, I don't want to go in circles about this. Just remember to pay when we go out next.
But that doesn't even make any sense. I tried to pay and you declined.
Yeah.
She's holding this money pot over Jane's head. It's like a weird form of control over her.
Yeah, right.
For what?
And so to give a little bit of history between them, they haven't seen each other very often, but Jane has invited April and April's boyfriend over to her house many times in the past. She always makes dinner. She sends them home with leftovers. But April's never done the same thing. She's never had Jane and her husband over. But Jane has never thought anything about it because Jane wants to see April and her husband and wants to have them come over for dinner, so it's never a big deal for her. But now it's become a big deal because it almost seems like her friendship is like for gain.
I will say that if someone invited me to any event and paid for my ticket, if my ticket was covered by that person, I would buy them dinner. I would not have split dinner. Personally.
I probably wouldn't have either.
I don't know Jane's financial situation and why she needed to do that, and there might be a reason, but it doesn't matter to me that April got it for free. She chose to pick me, in this example. She chose to pick me to go with her, and had I purchased the tickets on my own, I would have paid X number of dollars. And so there is a benefit that I would have gained in this situation. And so I do think it is nice and the right thing to do to give back. But obviously in this story, it got pointed out that, like, she doesn't even like this movie, or she's never even seen this movie. And there's really zero merit in that. It doesn't matter that she doesn't like it. She gave you a ticket for free to go see this thing. She was obviously interested in going as well. Right. Otherwise, she would not have gone. She would have just given both of the tickets away. I do feel like Jane is pointing out these little things to try to build her story up. And it's sort of petty. Jane quit.
No, but listen.
It sounds petty to me.
Jane was invited to a show. She's under absolutely no obligation to do anything for April. You know, having the past that I do with the job history that I do, all of the Cirque du Soleil shows I got everybody into for free. And beyond that, more shows than that. I never once had one iota of a thought, what are you going to do for me? How are you going to repay me? It's just so bizarre to me. It's so bizarre to me to go out of your way, to intentionally go out of your way and to say, hey, next time you get me. I feel like she's feeling defensive. Jane is feeling defensive. A fair point. Yeah. Because it would be different if they went to dinner, if April drove, paid for parking, even if April had paid 50-50 and Jane was the one who had more expensive meal. It definitely would feel much more where April was kind of being taken advantage of a little bit more. But I just feel like...
I don't think April is being taken advantage of, but I just think that Jane's approach is a little meh as well.
Yes, that's a better way to say it.
But you're right. She's super defensive because she's probably feeling caught off guard. Yeah. Like, I didn't understand that I'd done something wrong. And in Jane's defense, she immediately tried to fix it by sending the money. I think that April rejecting the money is such a bizarre move. And
and honestly, I would be very hesitant. I certainly would never go somewhere outside of my house with her. But I would be really nervous to have her over to my house again. Like, what is she comparing it to? And is she gonna pull out her phone and start calculating? And
yeah, I served you lobster and you only served me pizza.
Right. Things in life aren't ever completely even down the center unless you're talking about a bag of gluten-free Oreos, and then you're going to get your half and I'm going to get mine. But other than that, it's okay to have somebody pay a little bit more here, somebody pay a little bit more here. Like, that's just life.
Yeah.
That's how you do things, and that's okay.
When we were little, you paid for everything.
Yeah,
it took years and years for me to be at a point where I could do anything, where I could contribute anything to our entertainment fund, if you will.
No, I mean, and it was always important. I mean, you're my best friend, and I love you, and I want to do things with you, and I had the money because of my babysitting, and I was making a decent living as a kid.
You were a rich beast.
And so, yeah, if I'm going to go to a movie, you're going to come with me. I'm going to pay for it. And I didn't even think twice. Never. One candy bar. No, I need 2 candy bars. There's 2 of us.
Right.
You know? And so that's why...
That's my best friend.
That's why I have a hard time understanding how somebody, if you truly, like, want to be with somebody and care about them, I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions, you know, and I'd love to follow up with April and ask her what's wrong with her. How do you get to be so selfish? So what do you think? Who's at fault? April or Jane? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.